Shalom. My name is Moray Ishaya Yisrael from the House of Israel in Cincinnati, Ohio, 2330 Kemper Lane, bringing to you in 40 minutes or less. In 40 minutes or less, I will prove beyond a shadow of a doubt the word of Yahweh. Who is this Yahweh? Yahweh is the creator of the heaven, the earth, the sea, and all that is therein. Yahweh is the Elohim of our fathers, Abraham, Yitzhak, and Yisrael, whom you may know as Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Yahweh is our judge. Yahweh is our lawgiver. Yahweh is our king, who will save us. Shalom, and praise the mighty Yah. Welcome to another program of 40 minutes or less. In this lesson number 51, we will deal with the 7-part series on our series of health. The 7th part, the last part. And this last part on health is really one of the most important parts. And that is rest. How we must rest. And this rest is not the sleep that many of the doctors and the physicians, as well as the so-called experts, would tell you. You have to get 8 hours of sleep. You have to get at least 7 hours of sleep. Some of them say 6 hours of sleep. Well, many people go to sleep and they still are not rested because they never, ever learn how to have a holy rest. And I'm going to show you how to have holy rest because it is only that holy rest that will bring your health to its greater self and value. So let us start this. Health, part 7. You'll start reading in the book of Genesis, the 2nd chapter. And watch what this says. And you're going to see how Yahweh sees this in terms of your health. In the book of Genesis, the 2nd chapter, it says in the very first verse, thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the hosts of them. And on the 7th day, Elohim ended his work which he had made. And he rested on the 7th day from all his work which he had made. And Elohim blessed the 7th day and sanctified it, because that in it he had rested from all his work which Elohim created and made. So the Almighty put this 7th day as a day of rest, a day of ceasing from your work. Now, many of us, we don't cease from our work just on the 7th day. Do you realize at night we go to sleep after 4 days of work? Then at night we go to sleep? Yahweh said, no time did he say he went to sleep. No time did he say he rested at night. We do. But Yahweh did let you know. On the 7th day, he rested from all his work. Because there's something about that day that Yahweh see as holiness and that Yahweh see as the greatest benefit to our health. And not just to ours. Watch this. In the book of Exodus 16. Show you this. Because Yahweh rested. What other Elohim that you know said they rested from anything? Exodus 16, and watch what it says in the 23rd verse. And he said unto them, talking about the children of Israel, this is that which Yahweh hath said. Tomorrow is the rest of the holy Shabbat unto Yahweh. Bake that which ye will bake today. Seed that ye will seed, and that which remaineth over, lay it up for you to be kept unto the morning. And they laid it up to the morning, as Moshe bade. And it did not stink, neither was there any worm therein. And Moshe said, eat that today, for today is a Shabbat unto Yahweh. Today ye shall not find it in the field. 6 days ye shall gather it. But on the 7th day, which is the Shabbat, in it there shall be none. In other words, Yahweh rested on this day, and his people rested on this day. Because this holy type of rest is something that we have to learn to tap into if we want to recover our health. This is the last thing, the 7th thing. The greatest thing that you can do is learn how to rest. Here it is. Yahweh rested. We rested. But watch what Yahweh say in the book of Exodus 23. Because he's going to show you how important this is. In the book of Exodus 23, and we're going to read the 12th verse. 6 days thou shalt do thy work, and on the 7th day thou shalt rest. Who's thou? Well, Yahweh going to tell you. That thy ox, thy ass may rest, and the son of thy handmaid, and the stranger may be refreshed. And how in the world can you be refreshed in anything without resting? Don't you want to be refreshed? Don't you want to be renewed like an eagle? Well, you got to learn how to rest. And how can you rest, but nobody else around you is resting? That's why the Almighty said, your son, your daughter, your manservant, your maidservant, your ox, your ass, your stranger, everybody around you had to rest at the same time. And you notice when Yahweh rested from all his work, in other words, his mind was at rest, his thoughts was at rest, everything is at rest because he's at rest. And so as soon as you bring your soul to rest, you bring your mind to rest. And this is why a lot of people have bad sleep. Because really, their mind really ain't at rest. Because everything around them is not resting. And not only that, here it is. Yahweh rested. The man rested. Him and his wife. The son, the daughter, the manservant, the maidservant, the beast. I just named 7 different things that rested. Let me say it again. Yahweh, man and his wife, they supposed to be one. His son, his daughter, the manservant, the maidservant, the cattle. Oh, and let me not forget the stranger. 8 things, but really, it's going to be 10 things. Watch this. The other thing that Yahweh says supposed to rest is in the book of Leviticus 25. And I'm just learning this, all these things. Watch this. Leviticus 25, verse 1. And Yahweh spoke unto Moshe in Mount Sinai, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, When ye come into the land which I give you, then shall the land keep a Sabbath unto Yahweh. 6 years thou shalt sow thy field. 6 years thou shalt prune thy vineyard, and gather in the fruit thereof. But in the 7th year shall be a Sabbath of rest unto the land, a Sabbath for Yahweh. Thou shalt neither sow thy field nor prune thy vineyard. In other words, even your land is supposed to rest. Yahweh rested. Man and his wife rested. Your son, your daughter, your manservant, your maidservant, your stranger, your cattle, 8 different things. The 9th thing is the land. But what's the 10th thing? The greatest thing that Yahweh will use to get his rest. In other words, Yahweh rested from all his work, right? But there's one thing that Yahweh also used to bring about his rest. And you'll find this in the book of Isaiah. Isaiah 66. And watch what it says. Something that a lot of people don't know. Show you how Yahweh get rest from all his work. But then watch this. In the book of Isaiah 66. The very first verse. Thus says Yahweh. The heaven is my throne. The earth is my footstool. Where is the house that ye build unto me? In other words, where is the sanctuary? You don't have one because you don't even believe in tithes and offerings. But watch what he says after that. And where is the place of my rest? Where's the place? I know you saying it's Jerusalem. It's the Holy Land. But Yahweh didn't say that. Little do people know that's where your rest is. Yahweh never said that was his rest. That's your rest. That's your homeland. But watch what Yahweh said is his rest. Second verse. For all those things have my hand made. And all those things have been, says Yahweh. But to this man will I look, even to him that is a poor and of a contrite spirit, and trembleth at my word. Do you realize that Yahweh is looking in you to determine and to get his rest? And I know you don't believe me, so let me just show you what I'm telling you is the truth. Watch this in the scriptures. I want you to see this. The first place I want you to see is in the book of Proverbs, the 29th chapter. Proverbs 29. In the book of Proverbs 29, this is what it says. The 17th verse. Correct thy son, and he shall give thee rest. Yea, he shall give delight unto thy soul. In other words, the only reason your children is stressing you out is because you don't know how to correct them. And you refuse to correct them. Not so with Yahweh. Yahweh is going to correct his children. So you might ask, well, then how do Yahweh get his, how do he get his rest then? And Yahweh said this in the book of Proverbs, the 3rd chapter. Watch this. Proverbs 3, the 11th verse. My son, despise not the chastening of Yahweh, neither be weary of his correction. For whom Yahweh loveth, he corrected, even as a father the son in whom he delighteth. See, Yahweh take his responsibility serious, and he correct those who he love. See, Yahweh don't got time to be correcting no fool, because he know a fool hate instructions, despise instruction. So guess what? Yahweh correct those he love, those who gonna listen, those who not gonna despise him, as he been teaching us to do. Furthermore, Yahweh said this in the book, going back to Proverbs 29. And watch what it says here. Talking about health part 7. This is how you restore your health. Here it is, everybody, nobody around, you the only one resting, and you wonder why you don't have no rest. Because everybody else doing stuff, now you can't rest. And then you refuse to correct them, and you still don't got rest. In Proverbs 29, watch what it says in the 9th verse. If a wise man contended with a foolish man, when he rage or laugh, there's no rest. In other words, you messing with a man, it don't matter if you laughing with him or not. It don't matter if he's angry or not. He's a fool. And when you're dealing with a fool, you're not going to have no rest. And the way you have a rest, you have rest from a fool, you got to step back and get out their way and let them be who they're going to be. And the last thing, the 7th thing, again, just dealing with the simple truths of having rest. See, Yahweh, he's looking at you to see, can I rest with you? Can I walk with you? Can I be with you? Can we walk together? The scriptures say, how can two walk together lest they be agreed? Yahweh is willing to reason with you to see if we can be agreed. But as soon as he see that we can't, he's out. And this is why he's out. This is why Yahweh will depart from you. In the book of Genesis, the 6th chapter. And watch what it says in the very first verse. And it came to pass, when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters was born unto them, that the sons of Elohim saw the daughters of men, that they were fair. And they took them wives of all which they chose. And Yahweh said, my spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he is also flesh. Yet his days shall be 120 years. In other words, our people, many of the people on the earth, was living to thousands, almost 1,000 years. 900 years, 800 years, 700 years. But Yahweh said, my spirit, I can't allow my spirit to keep striving with man. And so what did Yahweh do? He reduced man's life expectancy all the way down to 120 years. 120 years. From 1,000 years. That's a great reduction. And why? Because Yahweh want to rest in you. He don't want to fight you. He's your husband. He's your master. And why would your husband, why would your master want to fight with someone that's supposed to be the servant, that's supposed to be the help? And we have a lot of things backwards. Lesson 51, Health Part 7, Holy Rest. This is what we got to do. This is what we need. This is what we have to embrace if we want to be restored. And until our next lesson, Yahweh love you, and so do I. Shalom.